Mr. Ivan Chait, currently in the Vietnam market, there's some information that customers cannot apply 188B subclass if they do not own a company or do not have management skills. Is it correct or not? Could you please advise more about this issue?
So generally this is not correct. For 188B, there is no requirement to own an active business in order to apply for 188B. There is a requirement that you have had experience, at least 3 years experience in managing your investment assets or your portfolio. So you must be involved in managing your portfolio, but it does not need to be an active business.
Can be used as an investment under the Australian Business and Investment Visa Program, and how can we evaluate these properties?
So generally, any eligible investment or active business can be used to apply for a 188B application. For example, investment property, real estate, where the applicant is involved in the day-to-day management of the portfolio is acceptable. For example, shares, if an applicant owns shares, listed shares on a stock exchange, that is also acceptable if they can provide evidence that they are involved in the day-to-day management of their own portfolio and they make decisions that affect that particular portfolio. In terms of valuation of property, it is necessary to substantiate the value of the assets that are provided. So for example, with real estate, it will be necessary to obtain formal valuations to demonstrate the value of the properties that are included in the application. It is also important to note that primary residence or the applicant's home is not considered an eligible investment. That is a personal asset and cannot be included in meeting the $1.5 million requirement.
Mr. Chait, how long does it take to process visas under the Australian Business and Investment Visa Program?
Okay, the average processing time is 12 to 18 months, although the significant investor visa category 188C can be processed in 6 to 9 months.
Chait, do we have to have good English skills to participate this program? If not, what should we do?
Applicants that do not have good English skills or cannot provide evidence of having been educated in English can still participate in the business and investment visa programs for Australia, but they would need to pay a second visa application charge instead of providing evidence of English. For a main applicant, the visa application charge is approximately 9,500 Australian dollars.
Which factors lead to the visa failure?
So I'm pleased to say that clients that we process through our company are generally successful. However, the reason that sometimes applications under the business and investment visa programs do not succeed is for a number of reasons. One is difficulty in providing evidence of source of funds. In other words, to show the government how the applicant obtained the assets in the first place. Other possible problems could be with health and character, health being problems with medicals or character being police clearance problems. The other recent development is that the age for a dependent to be included in the application has been reduced to under the age of 23 at time of decision. And if a child included in the application is not dependent, then that child will not be approved for the visa.
Mr. Chait, one of the criteria for the subclasses 188 and 132 is the applicant has to be under 55 years old. So what happens if the applicant is over 55 years old? Any option for them to apply under the Australia's Business and Investment Visa Program?
I'm pleased to say that there are some options. One option is that in certain circumstances, it is possible to apply for an exception for age. The state government in the state where the applicant intends to reside in Australia can approve a nomination application under the business program where the applicant is over 55 if the applicant can demonstrate that their business proposal for Australia will provide significant economic value to that state of Australia. It is difficult to obtain that approval because a real business case is required. Beyond that, in recent times, the most popular option would be for applicants that have substantial assets would be to apply under the Significant Investor Visa Program 188C, as that particular subclass does not have any maximum age requirement. So the applicants can be well over the age of 55, and provided they have the required amount of assets, they would still be eligible to apply for 188C.